Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing. Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 463 of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad I'm here with you. I mean, it means a lot to get to spend these few minutes with you twice a week, working towards being our best selves. It's in our hands completely to make that happen. And here we are doing it because we show up every week for ourselves by working on our mindset, even if it's just 10 minutes twice a week. It is so beneficial, I promise you. So let's keep it up. Okay, so I was traveling a few years ago with my big sister and her husband. We'd been on a trip to visit family in Iowa. We drove, so it was a very long drive. I don't remember, like 11 hours it seemed, but it was really long. And my brother-in-law was driving most of the way. So when we were a few hours out, I was like, hey, let me drive because you've been driving for a long time. Because in my mind, I was like, oh my goodness, he looks like he's about to fall asleep. So I thought, well, I'll offer to drive. So I did. And he said, okay, yeah, that's probably a good idea. Thanks. And so we switched out and I'm in the driver's seat. And he says, okay, now all you have to do is just keep driving straight on this highway. You don't have to make any turns. We have at least a couple hours until we get off this highway. So don't worry about, about changing anything. So I was like, okay, great. So I start driving and he takes a nap. Everyone in the car is napping but me. Of course, I'm driving. But so my brother-in-law obviously had been really tired because he took quite a long nap. And I just did exactly what he said and kept driving straight. Now, he woke up a couple hours later and he's looking around and he's like, hey, where are we? Where do we know where we are on the map? And I was like, no, I'm just driving. I've been driving. Slowly, we realized that I had done exactly what I was told, but he didn't think he'd sleep that long. So we had missed our turnoff to head in the right direction towards home. And I had no idea. I was probably 17 at the time, paying no attention to signs whatsoever. Well, it turns out it wasn't horrible, but we had been driving in the wrong direction for about 20 minutes. So we figure that out and we turn around and we get back on track and we drive the 20 minutes back to our turnoff. And now we're back on track with a slight 40-minute delay. But we were going along just fine, but somewhere we'd gotten off course. And if we just kept going off course, we would have ended up, I don't know where, Texas, somewhere like that, but it wouldn't have been where we wanted to end up. So yeah, we were moving, we were trucking along, we just weren't moving in the right direction, not the whole time anyway. Once we course corrected, it was fine, but we had to course correct. And that's how it is in life sometimes, right? We have to make a big change or we have to course correct. And usually we know we need to long before we actually do it. I mean, sometimes it's a gut feeling that something's off, and sometimes something veers you off course by itself, only for you to realize that, hey, you'd been heading in the wrong direction anyway and didn't realize it. The key, though, is to have the gumption to make a change, to have a gumption to make a course correct if necessary. Eric sent me a video recently, one of those Find Denzel Washington videos. He's so good. I love watching his videos. But anyway, in this video, Denzel was saying that just because you're moving doesn't mean you're headed in the right direction. Just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Don't confuse movement with progress. I talked about Eric and I making really big changes to the way that we eat and drink, and we were really heading on a path that wasn't obviously bad, but it wasn't excellent either. I mean, we were expecting excellence from a less than excellent path. We had an involuntary course correct with this diagnosis of being an AFib. And when you have those involuntary course corrects, there's a lot of different ways it can go. I mean, you can play the victim, you can feel sorry for yourself, you can be angry at the world, or you can take it upon yourself to do a major course correct. And that's what we've done. I mean, we did a lot of research and we changed the things that we knew all along we should have been doing or not doing. And now we're back on a course that really does lead to excellence. And it's only been a month, and of course, we would all like to see immediate results. We want overnight success, but it did not take us a month to get where we are, and it isn't going to take a month to get us out. So once you're back on the right track, We have to always allow that it's going to take time to get results that you're looking for. You also have to allow that there will be things you try that don't work, and you got to course correct again. But in order to have excellence, you have to practice excellence. You're not going to have extraordinary health without extraordinary health practices. You're not going to have an extraordinary life without extraordinary habits. And that often involves course correcting more than once, getting back on track when you've gotten off track. Even if you've been on what feels like the wrong track for a while, it's never too late to do a course correct. I was doing my morning reading this week. Currently, I'm reading Wayne Dyer's book, There's a Spiritual Solution to Every Problem. It's really good. And in it, he mentioned the Buddhist proverb, if you're facing in the right direction, all you need to do is keep on walking. Now, he doesn't say sprint. He doesn't say hurry or you'll miss something. He says keep on walking. Because how true that is. There's no rush to get somewhere because you can't get it wrong. And you're never going to be finished being a human until you die. And we all hope that's not too soon. But you get to course correct as often as you want. Sometimes there will be a temporary course correct that forced you off a path that you would never have gotten off on your own. That doesn't mean you have to stay on that new path either. That could have just been a shortcut to the new path you were meant for. I had a hormone course correct years ago that led me to doing this podcast, and it feels so right. Again, though, I knew something was off, and I didn't just wallow in it. I did all the things I needed to do a course correct, and that wasn't easy. We have these gut feelings that are trying to tell us things, but how often are we listening to them? So we have things like, I know I should change this sugar habit or this drinking habit, or my job is killing me slowly. I wish I could change it. Or maybe there's a nagging feeling that you want to join a church or write a book or take a class or make a phone call or whatever it is your gut has been trying to tell you. It's easier to course correct on your own terms. Don't wait for you know what to hit the fan in order to change something. Have the gumption to change it now. That's my challenge to you today, is if your gut has been telling you something's off, in whatever it is, this is your message to take massive action and make a course correct. Don't wait for life to force you off a path that you know isn't right. Have the gumption to change it on your terms. Course correcting means growth, so it's a good thing. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with your life. It means you're doing it right. Share this with 3 people who you're glad are in your life. I love you guys. I'll talk to you in a few days. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends, because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.